All right, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. I also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that did teach us his truth. And as always, peace and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. Back at it through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. A quick lesson about the order, between Yahweh Shai, the man and the woman. And just this is a back to the basics lessons, if you will, liken it to the milk. And we'll get straight into this, man, because it's still a lot of it shouldn't be no confusion, man. The only issue is you got these 2/3 of the nation of Israel that don't want to fall up under any order, right? Whether that be a man that don't want to serve Yahweh Shema Shah, want to do whatever he want to do, or whether it's a woman, that don't want to respect the order that the Lord has set upon the earth, man. All right. That's the real only confusion, because the Lord not the author of it, and we're teaching through the spirit of power Yahweh Shema Shah how to conduct ourselves, man, as Israelites. All right. So this is First Corinthians, and we'll start First Corinthians 11. We'll start at verse 1. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Hamashiach, Malaki Hawashah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Okay. Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. Okay. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh. There's your order. No gray area. There it is. It is Yahweh at the top. It is his only begotten son, Malak Yahweh Shah. It is the man, the woman, and of course, okay, it doesn't say, but you should already kind of know the children. All right. All of the nation of Israel. Okay. Then it goes on in verse 4. Every man praying or prophesying having his head covered dishonor his head, man. Let me get this in the NLT, because I've been trying to do this video a couple times, man, but let me get this right quick in the NLT. And I'm going to start from the top, man, and then we'll get some clarification on what's going on here. All right. This is 1 Corinthians 11 and 1 and in the NLT. And you should imitate me just as I imitate Hamashiach. And this is our brother, giving us certain ordinances. And we got to remember, all scripture written for our learning and given by inspiration of Yahweh Shema Shah. That is to say, everything that brothers say is from Yahweh Bahashem Shah. That's a stumbling block to a lot of people that claim that they servants of the Lord, man, especially when it comes to the so-called New Testament, things that Paul taught. All right, the book of Revelation. People think they understand and they don't, because it's a stumbling block, because they think that it's just men just kind of just writing whatever they want and saying whatever they want, but don't understand that it was really the Lord that put them words in these brothers' mouths. So whatever we're reading in this chapter, that is to say, this is from Yahweh Bashem Al Shah. All right, this is the ordinance. I am verse 2. I am so glad that you always keep me in your thoughts, and that you are following the teachings I pass on to you. But there is one thing I want you to know. The head of every man is Hamashiach, Malaki Hawashah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right. The head of the woman is man, and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh. There's your order again. All right. We went through this already. Is Yahweh, Yahweh Shah, the man, the woman, the child. Where's the gray area? Where's the confusion? All right. A man dishonor his head if he covers his head while praying or prophesying. Okay. Now, first and foremost, this is spiritual before it's a manifestation in the physical act of not having anything over your head. All right. That is to say, if you pray or prophesy, not really believing in Yahweh Shema Shah, not really trying to serve Yahweh Shema Shah, well, I mean, you're dishonoring, because you're kind of what we call like false claiming, man. All right. So you got to really be, really honestly chosen by Yahweh Shema Hawashai in order to call upon the correct names and really believe, in Yahweh Shema Hawashai. All right. So if you don't have, that covering, first and foremost, which is, the blood of Malaki Hawashai for this hopeful remnant, okay, then you can't even, get your prayers really heard and answered, man. All right. And you're dishonoring your head, man. And our head, of course, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. But this also goes into the spirit, the physical aspect of when we pray or prophesy as men. We're not supposed to have any type of, material covering the top of our head, man, the crown of our heads, man. All right. You can have material, going around your head, okay, uh, like a headband or something like that. But like the actual crown, all right, you're not supposed to have anything. Now you see a lot of men that claim themselves to be servants of Yahweh Shema Shai, and they pray and they prophesy and teach with ball caps and do-rags and all manner of material on their head. Hey, that's going off. Make no mistake about it. With that being said, all right, with that being said, as far as the physical aspect of men not having something over their head, and that's why I brought out that this is a spiritual thing before it's the physical manifestation of it. All right, because the Lord, and I ask you, do you think that our Lord, who is all powerful, all knowing, cannot hear a brother if he does have something over his head? Let's see if the Bible, has some clarification on that. Let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 59 and verse 1. All right. Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened that it cannot save. And here's the point. Neither his ear heavy that it cannot hear, man. So it, like, again, that's just like it's symbolic. All right. Us not having our head covered, whether it's covered or not, it ain't gonna stop no show as it relates to the power and the will of Yahweh Shema Shai to hear your prayers first and foremost. But if we call ourselves servants being obedient, all right, then like I say, that's symbolic. All right, it's an ordinance, likened to a statute. All right, our law, statutes, and commandments. I like into all of that, a law, a statute, and a commandment, because I went through like all scriptures given by inspiration of Yahweh Shema Shai. So if the Lord is telling us, hey, don't pray or prophesy with your head covered, and that's what it is. But I just want to make the point. Don't think, all right, that that's stopping no show, okay, as it relates to how powerful our Lord is. All right, he can still hear your prayers and answer your prayers, man. But this is just a symbolic sign of respect for the men, okay? It's a sign of respect. All right, it's a sign of humility, all right, for the men, all right, to not have another head over them when they're seeking, a communion with Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right. Now going back in the 1 Corinthians 11, and when it comes to the woman, all right, verse 5. But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonoreth her head. And man, with these so-called prophetesses or whatever, if I said that right, it's it's a stumbling block. Oh, it's a great stumbling block, when it comes to women that prophesy. The Lord did say he was going to pour his spirit out upon all flesh, sons and daughters will prophesy and things. But we've taught, the order and how a woman is supposed to go about quote unquote prophesying, man. All right, if a woman, if you, it's first and foremost, you have a dream, a vision, or a prophetic vision, etc., you're supposed to give that prophetic vision, okay, to your husband. That don't mean that you're out here prophesying on the highways and byways trying to teach and all that. You're supposed to give it to your husband. If you don't have a husband, hey, you gotta find a man, a Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shai, a brother that in the truth, etc. All right, and you give that prophetic vision to their brother, and their brother will then break that down for you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and put it out amongst the nation if it be the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, again, huge stumbling block. Me just saying that, for the average female to hear that, they ain't trying to hear that. They ain't trying to hear that. They don't go right out here, call themselves prophetesses, and oh man, like I said, that's a whole nother lesson for a whole nother day. They ain't going, and that's what I'm saying. These 2/3, they're not going to respect the order. They don't like that. They're gonna think themselves to be pastors, bishops, preachers, all that shit, and it's all out of order, man, because they not coming in under the order, man. All right, now make no mistake about it. There's levels to. Let me finish this before I get into that, man. All right, now let me go back into the NLT. in verse 5. But a woman dishonors her head, all right, if she prays or prophesies without a covering on her head. And again, first and foremost, spiritually, all right. Again, the Lord set it up. You're supposed to have a righteous man over you, Eve. So if you calling yourself trying to, basically what we're trying to tell you, yes, in a nutshell, for lack of better words, we are your gods, man. All right. Make no mistake about that. And again, that's a stumbling block. You don't want to hear that. And that is to say, my sister, if you are trying to commune with Yahweh Shema Shai and you don't have a covering, which is supposed first and foremost spiritually being a man, okay, of Yahweh Shema Shai, then this is likened unto, dishonoring Yahweh by Hashem and Shai. Why? Because this is the order that he set upon the earth. He's the one that decided men will rule over you, okay? Now, when you again, let me save that because I want to talk about that a little bit after I finish bringing out these precepts. But again, but a woman dishonors her head, starting with the man or the lack thereof, which is to say Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, because it is Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai that will give you a man in the first place, a righteous man. If she prays or prophesies without a covering on her head, for this is the same as shaving her head. And we do know it's a shameful thing for a woman not to have no hair on her head and to be bald headed. Okay, yes, if she refuses to wear a head covering, all right, first and foremost spiritually, which means that if she refuses to have a man over her and think that she can come to the Lord just any old type of way, again, does that mean when I spoke through the Spirit about the Lord still can hear you if you got something covered? Same thing goes here. You supposed to have a man, okay? But does that mean that the Lord won't hear your prayers if you don't have a man yet? Absolutely not. I just read that in Isaiah 59 verse 1. Okay, that's what that's going into. Yes, if she refuses to wear a covering, she should cut off all her hair. So if you don't want to, and this is likened into humility, okay? If you don't want to freaking wear something over your head, which is a simple thing, and you see how it's so much confusion. The old lady that's in the so-called Christian church, they got them big ass hats. That's where they come from. They don't know that that's you know what I mean? They don't know, they just do it kind of for fashion, man. And you know what I mean? But that's where it comes from, man. But again, if she refused to wear a head covering, she should cut off all her hair. But since it is shameful for a woman to have her hair cut or her head shaved, simply, my Eve, simply, if you don't want to do that, because this again is a sign of respect, okay? She should wear a covering. Where's the gray area? How hard is that for both a man and a woman to follow, this statute, okay? Of us men not having our head covering, all right, and a woman to cover her head. Again, I am stating that this is spiritual before it's physical, okay? Make no mistake, my sister, if you don't have a man and you sincerely coming to Yahweh Shema Shai with your head covered, he's gonna hear you, okay? And if it's his will, he's gonna bless you with whatever it is that you're seeking of him, all right? Just because you don't have a man don't make you an unrighteous sister. And just because, like I say, you may forget sometimes, brothers may forget these days, kind of late in the day, and the Spirit usually for us men will kind of remind us, we got something on our head. But again, does that mean, you know what I mean, that the Lord can't hear you if you're a man and you have something covering your head? Again, spiritually, first and foremost, all right? If your head isn't, Yahweh Shai, all right? Yahweh by Hashem Shai, you got some issues, man. Same thing for you women, okay? If you ain't got no man, you got a spiritual issue, that needs to, quickly get fixed, all right? But that's between, Yahweh Shema Shai and that person, man. But I just wanted to make the point that, hey, this is a spiritual thing first and foremost before it is a physical thing. But make no mistake about it, this ordinance, all right, this is likened to our law, statutes, and commandments. It's just what it is. And this is not a grievous thing, by the way. So, again, for those dudes out there that prophesy with ball caps and whatever, whatever type of material that they have, man, that's crazy, man. And it shows you the spirit that's on some of these individuals. That is a sign for you. If you're watching, certain men out there claiming themselves to be Yahweh Shem Shai, that is a great sign that they might not be coming in the correct spirit, that these may not be the real deal, men of Yahweh Shem Shai, or their true 144,000. If you see a man out there claiming that they servants of Yahweh Shem Shai and they got a damn ball cap and a do-rag on under that, prophesying and praying to the people, trying to teach, man. All right. Huge sign, man. Great sign. And that's how you should know, man. If a man, sincere or not, because this is not a hard thing. That's not a hard thing for us to not do as men. All right. Ain't nothing, a lot of times, bro, we always do that. And the brothers be wearing caps to camp and wherever, it ain't nothing. Boom. Soon as it gets cracking, we take it off. How hard is that? How hard is that? Lord laws are not grievous, man, but at 2/3, they sure think it is. They sure think it is. But oh yeah, getting back to the order between a man and woman. That's pretty much it. And pretty much don't have to bring out no precepts if you got the spirit to receive that. If not, then you're gonna buck up against all of this. First and foremost for the men, they're gonna buck up against all of that. First and foremost, having believing in Yahweh Shem Shai, that they're over them. The man want to do what he want, eat what he want to eat. Deal with Eve however he want to deal. Commit adultery. Worship money. That's what I'm saying. And the women that feel like they don't need a man, where'd y'all get that from? That's the philosophies of the enemy, especially when it comes to our nation. We're about family, my chick. This is about family, and the family includes first and foremost Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the man, the woman, and children. We need all of you. We need children. I've been to war, and I've been, in the third world country where I went in extended amount of time, maybe some Iraqi kids. Okay, every now and then we'll run into some Iraqi kids. But man, I went through some periods of time where I didn't see children. And when I got back to the States, I realized how joyous it is just to hear kids laughing and playing. Man, that's a joyful thing. So when all that, I don't need a man, that's bullshit. That's something you don't really mean that, Eve. You just so weak that you listening to the enemy. That's crazy. Let me tell you something. As men, let me tell you something. We need you, Eve. All right. Now we don't need you like as far as like how we got to this point where we're worshiping you and giving all our time and energy over to you. But man, if the Lord created all of us, then we all need each other. We need the man, all right? We need the woman, and we need the children, man. All right. All of it helps out, man. Children can be a help just like a woman can be a help. You know what I mean? Especially to you women, you put your child to work, you know what I mean? Let them wash dishes or whatever. You see what I'm saying? If you got children, hey, that's another person that can, help out around the household. That's a whole nother, I'm trying to keep it because it's really kind of triggering me a little bit. But again, the order between Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, the man, the woman, and the child, this is it. Now let's go to Ephesians. Now chapter 5 and verse 22. And this is really plain, but to the the wicked, it's a stumbling block. Ephesians 5 verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husband as unto the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And that's what I kind of wanted to go into, man. Make no mistake about it, Eve. We understand we in our captivity. We done been beat, especially when we was in hardcore bondage and slavery throughout all these generations, even here in Babylon the Great, hung from trees, the whole Jim Crow era, and how we've by design from Yahweh Shem Shai been made to look a lot weaker than we actually ought to be because of our transgression, starting with the men. So the women don't really see us in our power because we're not. That doesn't mean that you commit treason and leave the damn nation to do whatever you want to do, or you deal with another man or the other nation, Eve, just because we're not in our full power. You should let you tell it, shout it, let you tell it. You wise and all knowing, so you should know where we're at as it relates to the Bible. You should know that we're still in our captivity to this day, and that the men are not in our power, neither are you. Thus saith everything fake that you do, from your hair to your nails to wearing heels to make yourself taller and all that old shit, makeup and all that. So you deep down, you not perfect either. All right. And the reason why I said that, because there's like levels to submission, all right, and servitude, bro. When the Lord is telling you to submit, I don't know what I had to go through this with my chick that I'm dealing with a few days ago, and what I because I told she asked what she really wanted of me, and I told her to submit, and I could tell she got all kind of pissed off a little bit because her definition of submit is probably different from my definition and view of it, being that I know that we're in our captivity. So when we get in this kingdom, oh, it's gonna be totally different, my sister. You know what I mean? And if we want to live like we saw on Coming to America, that's what it's gonna be. And if I want bathers to do it, or if I want my wives to do it, then that's what it's gonna be. I mean, do you think we get that type of treatment? Now, and we're not even asking for that. Is what I'm saying, Eve. We really righteous men. We really just asking you to be decent. All right, not cheat on us. All right, commit adultery and be decent, man. And that's what I was trying to, convey to old girl, just to really trust in me that I'm a, make the right decisions that's best for both of us or the whole household. That's what that submission goes into for real, us being in our captivity. I'm not asking you, oh, okay, because I know that we're in our captivity, you got to work. More than likely every brother that dealing with a woman, they all work. So we're not in our kingdom, we're in our captivity. So I don't really expect you to go that hard to the point where you got to be on your knees, praising me, actually saying, Lord, 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 on your knees, bro. We're not really asking for that, shouty. Like we're wise enough to understand we're in our captivity, and hell, we messed up. So that's part of our punishment. We're not in our power for you to be doing all that and catering to us every day. Before you can't cater to your man all day every day, just for the simple fact, Eve, you got to work. So again, you can take, when a man say submit to him, you could take that shit to the extreme, like we're asking you to do all that, because we're not. We're just asking you to be decent Israelite women. And a lot of women can't even, they're not, intelligent enough, all right, because the Lord have departed her wisdom to even see what we mean when we say submit. All right, you submit to us, that's going to provide you with protection. All right, you may not need that protection now. All right, we ain't going to lie. Y'all kind of prosper, everything kind of chill right now, but we also are prophesying this great tribulation. And trust me, in that day, your ass is gonna need a man, and you gonna want to submit then, and it's gonna be too late, and we're gonna make an example out of all you women that didn't want to quote unquote submit. All right, fall under the order that the Lord Himself had put upon this earth, man. All right, isn't the Lord the one that set this order between the man, the woman, and the child upon the earth, man? I don't know why y'all bucking up against it. Oh, I do. It's because y'all don't like order. Y'all don't like order. Everybody just want to do whatever the hell they want to do, man. Okay, if we gotta serve y'all, we gotta serve y'all by Shema Shah. We gotta do what He tell us to do, or what they tell us to do. So do you, Eve. And again, the Lord teaches men how to deal with their families, how to deal with their wives, man. We're not supposed to be lions, man. That means, like, yeah, even though we are the head of the households, and we quote unquote run things, that don't mean we have to be a lion up in the house going crazy, cussing, bitch do this, bitch do that. No. All right, we can be decent. And I learned this in the military, bro. There's such thing as tact. All right, you can be tactful in your approach and how you deal with people. Let's say somebody's fat or overweight. You can be tactful in telling them, that they're overweight. You, instead of calling you a fat ass boy. All right, you fat ass, just getting on a brother or sister because of that weight. You can be tactful, like, let's take it the opposite end of the spectrum. Let's say, you skinny like myself, you know what I mean? People can be very, very, not tactful when it comes to that. And or you po though, or you po, or you skinny as hell, Hey, like my auntie, she's always been like kind of petite. We won't call her, skinny. What her nickname is? We call her Slim. You see what I'm saying? And that her like real nickname. Everybody know her as Slim. That's kind of fly. You see what I'm saying? That's tactful. You still acknowledge that you ain't no big girl. You know what I'm saying? You ain't big. Like, but you slim. That's like, using tact. And that's the same thing how we, deal, with our families, man. You could, be overly aggressive. And the Lord taught us not to be overly aggressive. So when a woman hears that word submit, that's what she thinking. Over aggression, and plus with the philosophies that Babylon has spewed, among the whole earth, They call any type of man being a man, whether it's wearing a beard, being, having that authoritative nature, that what they call it, toxic masculinity. And that's why, man, and that's why we're in the position that we're at now, because the women, they've been brainwashed to submit to a man, or to not submit to a man. The whole feminism thing, and thinking that women and men are equal, and to this point where they think that women are above men in each and every way. At this point, every aspect of life in Babylon the Great, now they think a woman, and basically they don't need us, man. They treat us like what is it? Expendable. You know what I mean? Disposable. That's how they treat us here in Babylon the Great. You know what I mean? And it ain't right. And the Lord is finna definitely quickly put that order, okay, back in the earth. And guess how it started? It started with the hopeful elect men waking up, all right, and proclaiming these things. So guess what? That's what Jacob's trouble is for. You're up first and foremost, Eve. Once this shit pop off, Eve, that order of a man and a woman, that's gonna be the first thing that's gonna come back in the earth in relation to the Lord's order. You better believe it. All right. But again, wives, submit yourselves unto your husbands as unto the Lord. Yahweh Shema Shai, verse 23. For the husband is the head of the wife. Where's the gray area? It is not. Again, they just don't like the way it sounds. They don't understand what that really means. I'm explaining to you how we're supposed to deal with our families, man. Not lions, man. You ain't gotta literally. Now, even though, yeah, that is going into, you're supposed to be a servant to a man, but if a man is wise enough to know that we in captivity, I don't like, what I'm saying, sometimes, if and brothers, some brothers can really cook. Does that mean just because you are a quote unquote servant to me that I can't cook for you, shout it, in our captivity? Hell no. And if you think like that, the hell with you. You're an idiot. All right. And any brother that feels like that, knowing that we're in our captivity, that's stupid. All right, that's not a wise way to deal with Eve, man. All right, we're in our captivity. We have to work together, and a lot of men realize that we need women. We need you, Eve, but Eve feel like she don't need us, and that's way off. If we can admit that, and trust me, brothers can do everything. But I mean, why we have to prove that? Both of us, man. And the only reason y'all are able to do it, Eve, is because you're enabled to be by yourself. Okay, but men really can, do everything by themselves, man. Cook, clean, work, all that shit. Relieve themselves, if need be. You know what I mean? Don't really need you, okay, but we do need you, if that makes sense, man. When it comes to decency, all right. So I don't know what the issue with this damn woman is, with this whole independent shit still going, all right, and still feeling like I don't need a man. That's crazy, and that's silly, and that's childish, all right. Where you get that from, Eve? Where you get that type of thinking from? Oh, we know Esau, Edom. They go hand in hand. Esau, Edom, and Eve, partners for life. All right. I'm shit starting to piss me off a little bit. But I'm getting triggered my own self, man. All right. But again, yes, it's right in here. Again, for the husband is the head of the wife, even as Hamashiach is the head of the church. Okay. And he is the savior of the body. Respect the order. Okay. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Hamashiach, and the men first and foremost, all right, then the woman, then the children. All right, we're all in the subjection under Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, but everything is done in order. All right. So let the wives be to their own husband in everything. And here we go. Verse 25, what I was going to, how the Lord taught us how to deal with our ladies. Okay. Husbands, love your wives. It doesn't say stomp on their heads. It don't say cuss them out for every little thing. Now, and that's what I'm saying. If you got to trust this process, that the Lord gonna send you a righteous man that know how to deal with you. Okay, husband, love your wives, even as Hamashiach also loved the church and gave himself for it. So, hey, man, Hamashiach died. Okay, for our transgressions, so that we could have mercy and repent. Same thing, man, which means he had mercy upon us. Same thing when it comes to dealing with your wives. Make no mistake about it. Oh, it's a line drawn in the sand, but we are to show mercy. How do we show mercy? First and foremost, if the Lord give us a woman to deal with and she not a virgin, immediately, that's the first type of mercy that we have to show to a woman, because of our transgression. All our damn wives are whores. All right, all the women we deal with have had, at least one. Okay, most of them had at least one dude and been all up in them, spit. I don't tell them what type of freaky shit they got going on and deal with these other dudes. Okay, bingo. For us to deal with you, Eve, knowing that you have slept with other men, all right, that is a sign of decency, all right, a sign of mercy that we're showing to you, all right, dealing with you, let alone multiple men. Some of the women that we deal with, brother, I raising my hand, y'all might can't see him raising my hand right now. I'm dealing with one, all right, and we talk multiple men, all right, dealing with multiple men. But if I want mercy from Yahweh Bahashim Hawashah, which I do seek mercy from the Lord, then I have to show mercy unto our servant, our weaker vessel, which is the woman and the children. Just like you got to show mercy towards your kids, man. You can't just necessarily, again, line drawn, a line drawn, okay, when it comes to, wrath and things like that. But you just can't put your kids out just for every little thing. Make no mistake about it. You may want to, and you may want to put straight literal pause on, especially if a boy or girl. You may want to put pause on them, especially dudes when they start to, little boys when they start to, get older and feeling themselves, man. I got a daughter. I don't have a son, but shit, you you have to take up a fighting stance sometime, man, with your children, man. But again, it's always a line drawn, man. You don't let your children or your wife run over you, man. But you also not to be like a damn madman, just difficult. And it's like that in some of these households. You wouldn't believe how dysfunctional some of these households, especially the households that are ran by single mothers. Why you think they're so angry and cursing all the time? I can vouch, all right, for every damn single woman I know personally. I'm not saying every woman gets down like that so-called single. I'm saying the ones I deal with. I got 2 aunties on my daddy's side, and I told my dad and my mama this about his sisters. I told my dad, look here, man, since the time I was a child to the time, now as an adult, all right, every time I spent summers with him and everything, every time I went to my auntie's house, and I'm not bullshitting, you understand me? Every time since I was a little kid, and I was born in the late 80s, from the 90s up until, my cousins were grown enough to leave the house, I've never visited my 2 aunties and not heard somebody getting cursed the hell out. Very aggressive, all right? Or the children aren't in there fighting. All right, you see what I'm saying? That's because, they're taking on, it's just out of order, and they're having to be like men, and they don't know how to do it. So a lot of time Eve be overly aggressive because there's no man in the house, and the kids, hell, they got spirits on them. They're getting unruly, and there's nothing you can do in that house but but to yell and cuss all day. My baby mama, same thing. Right, single woman, single parent household, always cussing the kids out, always cussing all day. Every single thing that's requested, it got to be harsh. It got to be harsh, vulgar. A harsh spirit. Get in here and clean these motherfucking dishes. I got like PTSD about it, bro. Just like from my aunt, and then, man, my auntie, I was just all day, every day, and I mean all day, every day. They're just cussing, yelling, all right, and it never stops, bro. It never stops. They may have, certain days where shit may be calmer than others, but man, this is a daily thing where Eve is just overly aggressive, and that comes from the lack of having that proper balance, which is the man and the woman. That's the Lord deal with balance. You're unbalanced, Eve, if you're by yourself, man. You're unbalanced. We have a certain skill set, being that we're the heads, that we are able to do when it comes to discipline and laying down the law and things. We're better than that. Make no mistake, woman, you are better at nurturing the children. That's why we need you. All right, I give respect where it's due. Look how a woman, I be looking at some of these women sometimes, man, and you see them grocery shopping or out and about, and I'm looking at this woman hold this child for an amount of time while doing all manners of other things, man. And I often ask myself, damn, I wonder could I hold a child for that long? Because, you know, you can hold a cup of water. You know, that's one thing they used to do to us in the military. Hold out a cup of water for punishment until your arm feel like it's going to fall off, man. I'm watching a woman have this type of strength when it comes to nurturing their children. How, you know, especially over there in the land of Ham, how they do that thing when they wrap the baby up on their back with a piece of cloth, man. They do it real smooth and real fast. They throw that baby up on their back, boy, and then they get that material, that cloth, and they wrap it around, boom, and that baby be secured to that back, boy. That ain't something men can do. I ain't saying we can't do that, bro, but that ain't really in our nature. You know, we leaders, man. We lay down the law, stuff like that. That's why we need the balance, and shit's all fucked up in our nation because of the lack of the balance between a righteous man, all right, and a righteous sister. That's why you see everything effed up about our nation happening now. All the kids out of control, all the women hoard out, all the niggas, they don't know how to be men. Skinny jeans, weird, walking with their legs out like crazy, barely can hold their pants up, murderous, you know, just stupid. Everybody's just stupid. You know, the majority of our nation is just stupid, lost, chasing money. Okay, you see what I'm saying? All this comes from these broken down families. And if you are wise, then you know how we got here, okay? And you know how we leaving up out of here, though. You know what I'm saying? But we were punished, man. And that's something that we have to acknowledge. We went off, so the Lord put that thing upon us. Yeah, you thought it was cool till you really realized we was cursed and really, you know, live some of these curses out, man. All right? It's these broken house homes ain't no joke, man. Not no joke. And the broken house homes is what the Lord, you know, placed upon us to produce even more wickedness. All right, even more out of orderness. I mean, I don't know if that's a word, but you know what I mean. It's these broken households, man. I've been watching The Wire again, and especially that season when they're, oh man, it's very very realistic, man. But you know, the season when the kids are, you know, they got the kids at school and just seeing how dysfunctional and just how terrible this judgment has been upon us. And it ain't nothing but single mothers on The Wire. And you see what the kids doing. If y'all seen The Wire, y'all know how they get down, man. And it ain't nothing but broken households, man. You know, terrible, horrible, you know, the situation when a man, a righteous, and the reason why I'm saying righteous man, because you could be a wicked ass man, ain't gonna help nobody. Like it's good to have a man in the house, period, but if you a wicked man, come on, man, what good are you? You know what I mean? What good are you? Eventually you gonna go to hell off, do some crazy shit, you know, not know how to really serve your house by Shema Shai, which is gonna lead to you getting judged. All right, so that's why I say a righteous man, or a man striving to be righteous, is what you need in that household, man. You a man around here calling upon false idols and shit. You know, that ain't gonna cut it. That's gonna get you cut off, and it's gonna get your whole family cut off too, because they gonna follow you right into that ditch when it comes to that MOTB. Yeah, you around here calling upon Jeebus, you probably gonna take that mark if you a man, you know. Shit. Man, I got a couple more precepts, man. I don't want to make this too long, you know, but hey, it's just a spirit, man. You know, taking it there. Let's go to 1 Timothy 2. Get back on track a little bit. 2 Timothy 2, verse 11. I mean, well, yeah. Well, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. 1 Timothy. Let's see what that says in the NLT. What is this? 1 Timothy. Of course, it wants to F up. Nah. You know how it goes. Now I want to mess up. Like, what is going on here? Oh well, I'm not even. Yeah, I don't need to look, man. Look again. 1 Timothy 2:11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach. And I was trying to see what it said in the NLT, because I was trying to Harken on when it says, "But I suffer not a woman to teach." That means, my sister, this whole teaching, this word, the way we do it, this is for men. You trying to do this, my sister, is you taking on an unnecessary burden. Get your ass out on the highways and byways. Then, if you really about that life, get you a camp of women, get put on your sackcloth and teach the correct doctrine. Can't do it, won't do it, never seen it. Never seen people, a lot of women fake the funk, and but they ain't never teaching the truth, even if they are, standing up boldly, however they do it, man. But again, it says, "I suffer not a woman to teach," because this is an unnecessary burden for you, sister. All right, you don't have to do this. This is for us, and we're gonna do it to the best of our ability, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah, man. This is for us. This is what we do. We were created to do this, just like you were created to do what you're supposed to do, which is be a helpmeet unto the man and to guide the house. Okay. "But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence." And first and foremost, start in the house. You got women usurping authority over the man in the house, but this definitely in relation to the world, how it's always these women that are in these positions, especially, position that relates to, the nature of a man, military. Okay, that's a big one. You got all these female drill sergeants. I ain't bust a gun in no war ever. All right, but around there, giving orders like they some type of war heroes or something. It ain't true. It ain't real. All right. It's pretend land. All right. That's what, usurping authority over man, judges, all that shit, man. Your local, your job. All right. Your boss, if it's a woman, that's crazy. It's not supposed to be like that. And it will not be like that in the kingdom. And guess what? Once you see the glory of the man, when we're changing, get those glorified bodies, and we're towering over you, Eve, and everybody, all the men look perfect, you ain't gonna have a problem with nothing that we tell you to do. And again, we're not lions, man. We're not unruly men. You're not gonna have a problem with anything that we say ever when we get in this kingdom. All right. For Adam, yeah, but to be in silence, man. All right. And that's just, especially just having a meek spirit. It's the exact opposite for our women nowadays. They always just running off at the mouth, no matter what it is. They can never shut up. That's a virtue. All right, for a woman to be able to be silent and learn, man. And that's how we got to be a lot of time as men. And it's true, especially when we're new coming into this thing. We're listening more than we're speaking, man. We don't just go out on the highways and byways. If we the truth, man, it's a certain order and a certain way we come about it. We go up to the camp, right, and we inquire. We sit there in silence. We don't just be out there just start bringing out precepts and all that. It's a process, man. We're silent, until the Lord put the spirit upon us to speak. Same thing should happen with your women. And again, if you got a decent man, then it shouldn't be no issue with being quiet every now and then. Check this out, sister. Again, as a wise man that know how to deal with a woman, do you think that just because it's telling you to be silent in certain situations, that you can never say nothing? That's crazy. And there's things that women know that we don't, especially when it pertains to serving a man, taking care of the household and taking care of them children. There's things that we just don't know as men. All right. Does that mean you can't teach me something, my sister? Absolutely not. That's crazy. Why do we have to teach you these things when we say, "Hey, submit to us"? Why do we have to go through a whole lesson to teach you simply when we say submit to us? Let you tell it again, shouter. You wise and you know all things. Well, you should know, what the Lord is talking about when he say submit yourselves unto your husband. You think that means, come on, you think that means let a nigga just beat you down and run all over you, tell you what to do, in an aggressive way all day, every day? That's not what it means, man. And make no mistake about it. Yeah, there are gonna be certain times that we got to tell you, hey, especially in Jacob's trouble, if I tell you, hey, we moving out, and you hesitate, hey, remember Lot's wife. That's gonna be your fate. Your fate. Okay, there's a reason, why we're rehearsing the righteous acts, my sister. All the stuff that's going on in this house, when the man tells you to do something, you just wait till Jacob's trouble starts, man. And the man is giving, orders to you women that take hold of that one man in relation to Isaiah 4:1. And one of you sisters don't want to move, and we tell you to move. Your ass is you through. You through. They gonna get you. We moving out, man. I told, hey, it's time to go. I don't care. Look, we may be in a position where the Lord got us kind of comfortable, eating good, and then we got to move out. You know what I mean? And I tell you, it's time to go. You know what I mean? And you feel like, oh no, you're gonna be just like Lot's wife, man. A lot worse though. Ain't no telling what might happen to you if you don't, submit yourself and be quiet, man, and listen. All right, but the scriptures always also taught us they'll be willing in the day of thy power. So once them ladies that's gonna take hold to that one man, once they see the power, more than likely they ain't gonna have a question about nothing that brother says, man. And that's what it's for. And we hope to get to that point, man. We pray that the Lord is dealing with us on that level during that day, man. All right, let's go to Titus. A couple more and I'll leave it at that, man. But hey, if it's long, it is what it is. It is what it is. Titus chapter 2 verse 3. Another problem with our nation. All right, the aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things, especially teachers of good things. They're not doing that. All right, and they have not done this really as it relates to the Bible. All right, as it relates to the order that the Lord set upon the earth. Matter of fact, it's allowed the so-called elder women of our nation that are teaching the exact opposite, man. Teaching that independent woman spirit, man. All right, giving into much wine, man. It be pulled out, man. It be pulled out, especially if old girl's single. All right, you think she not got her glass of young wine damn near every night, drinking herself to sleep? Cause she lonely and depressed. Cause this ain't what she thought it was, man. And they pass on that spirit, whether they're actually teaching them women to be wicked, or whether it's just a lack of discretion and a lack of discipline when it comes to disciplining these daughters, man, and telling them to put some damn clothes on. I mean, it starts there, shit like that, man. My daughter be trying, like, she has tried, all right? She has tried to leave out the house when she comes down here to visit me with the little booty shorts on, and I got to cut that shit at the door. I got a picture a few days ago, my daughter at the doctor office, and the first thing I see, my daughter got on booty shorts. All right, and who let her go out the house fucking like that? That ain't what she wore to school. She was in school that day, so she had to go home, put on the booty shorts, and go to the doctor. Who? My baby mama. You see what I'm saying? Shit like this. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And my baby mama, look, and she got two other grown boys. One of them, he in prison, he grown, and the other one is graduating this year, man. So she's becoming, a aged woman. All right. So she should be teaching her daughter how to be holy, all right? Not giving in to much wine, all right? Teachers of good things. Is that letting my daughter leave out the house in booty shorts? Is that a good thing? Hell no. Then this is what we're talking about. That they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children. All right, how can they do that if they don't even have that? They don't have husbands to even teach their damn daughters how to love their husbands. All right, see, it's just a continuous, perpetual cycle of just bullshit. All right, to be discreet. Booty shorts ain't discreet. You're showing off all your goodies. Chase, keepers at home. Good, obedient to their, again, how can they do that? How can my daughter see a loving or husband and wife if he's not there? My baby mama, call herself, she had got married, recently, and the Lord went on here and took him up out of there, man. He took the dude out the household because my baby mama wicked, and she was trying to boast in her little marriage or whatever, her little union, try to boast, and curses had to be sent up. I ain't finna get in extra. I done a testimony about that somewhere in my little videos that I've done a few years ago, I guess. But yeah, I spoke on that, but he's gone now. But the whole point being, these women, they're supposed to teach the women how to be women, are not decent women as it relates to Yahweh Shema Hawashai, all right, and being proper. So that's just producing, generations and generations of whores and women that don't want to submit to men. And look at where it's getting us. Look at the streets, all the blood, being poured out in the streets from both, the man and the woman. You see these niggas that want to do the gang things, man. They're looking for, a family. All right. They're looking for guidance. So they have to cleave to the gangs because that's all they see. They don't see a strong man and a woman together. So they like to hell with that. Eve, she want to run the streets, man. All right. Hot in the pants. All right. Which is why she should have a husband. That way she could be hot in the pants to her husband. Produce more, beautiful, loving, holy children for the nation. That's all good. That's what we're supposed to do is procreate, All right. But instead, the woman used her body just to be whored out, man. And she just sleeping with every man, which is just, she get pregnant. Now there's more wicked ass children, man. Diseases, all type of shit. Then Eve get messed up in the head to the point where she's incapable of being in a relationship. She's incapable of bonding with the man because of all these damn spirits that she has from these wicked ass niggas, going up into her. And it's just producing more and more bullshit every year. Every year there's all these Israelites that's coming out for these wicked women, and they're gonna grow up to be absolutely nothing but wicked ass Israelites, man. Like you see what's going on now. This is a perpetual cycle. And eventually, man, the Lord's going to put a stop to all this, man. All right. There it is right there. And all things, in verse 7, and all things showing ourselves a pattern of good works. And that's exactly what I was going to, that perpetual cycle of not good works, of bad works, all right, of wickedness, which is exactly, where we're at now, and why we see our nation destroyed. We're always asking why. We're always at the bottom, man. It's because we're disobedient to the law, the Lord's laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Our women don't want to come in order, and the men, all right, 2/3 of them, they're not strong enough in Yahweh Shema Shai to, stand up for righteousness, man. The Lord will send you a decent woman if you're a decent man, all right. Thus saith Yahweh Shema Shai, all right. And man, I'm gonna leave it right there, man. Through the spirit and power, how about Shema, how Shai, man. You see what's going on, man, and this is all because of our transgressions, why we're so destroyed, man. Make no mistake about it. It starts with the men. Now the thing with the men of the hopeful elect, we're acknowledging that we went off and we messed up and we was weak and we worship women and idols and all that, but we're coming out of it. That's the difference. All right. We're going to acknowledge that, repent from it. All right. Acknowledging that we was wrong, and we're going to, try to be decent and listen to what the Lord is teaching us. The women should follow suit. All right. Yeah. The men aren't in their power and shit like that. And then a woman, throughout all these generations, they don't know what to look for. They don't know what a righteous man really look like. All they're doing is chasing, vanity. You gotta look this way. I mean, what type of, make no mistake about it, come on, no dude want a woman taller than them. You know what I'm saying? So that's like a whole thing with Eve. This dude, he has to be a specific height, though. He can't just be taller than you. Right? And that's what they teach, and that's what they project, amongst the young lady. He got to be 6 whatever, specific. That's crazy. You see what I'm saying? That's bullshit. This dude could be perfect for you, and I mean inside and out. He might have the perfect key for your lock, and you don't know that just because he not, 6'4". You see what I'm saying? Stupid shit. Or he gotta have, he gotta be swole. Okay, let me tell you something. If you're a real one, if you're a real woman, and again, that's why you have to be wise, man. This is all things that wise individuals see. You see potential. All right, just like our women don't see the potential of us being gods. Okay, because that's what's gonna happen. All right. And we're going to have power to do whatever we want to do whenever we want to do it. That's what's going to happen. All right. When it's all said and done. But, let's say whether a brother is fat or skinny. All right. There's still potential in that brother that a woman don't see. If you really about that life, my sister. All right. Then you can fatten that man's bones by cooking that man nutritious meal, and he can get his weight up. All right, same thing. If your dude, if he overweight, man, that man can lose weight. You see what I'm saying? But a woman to crash on out and deal with a 2/3 nigga, that look like however that society's telling a man is supposed to look like, and that dude end up doing them greasy. He do them greasy, and then she's even more messed up, and that's another body, all right, for her whoredoms, and it's just producing, just again, generations and generations and years of just foolishness, man. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that through the spirit and power. Yahweh Shem Shai. I know it's everywhere, but it was kind of flowing, making sense though. But the whole point is, there's a particular order that the Lord established upon the earth, and if we don't honor this order, all right, things are going to be jacked up. If you're a man and your head isn't Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, you're through. For you women, remember, the Lord he's not a man that he shall lie. If this is his order and you are a righteous sister, all right, he's going to send you a man. All right, do what you do. You can pray. Long as you got your head covered with something on your head, my sister, you can pray for a man, and you should be doing that. All right, fast and pray. If you really want a man and you tired of being alone, you feel like the Lord, should come off for this. All right, because you need one. Okay, you got to do your due diligence, my sister. You don't have to do what we have to do, going out on the highways and byways and teaching. All right, you simply, be like a woman is supposed to be, like they're teaching you in this Bible, man. Sober. All right. Chase keepers at home, and you pray with your head covered, and see how that works out for you. Remember the names Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Don't be praying in them abominable ass, idolatry ass names, man. All right. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Until next time, Shalom.